Hi, Code is here back, and today we're going to discuss about some basic Python tutorial like stuff like that. So I'm going to enter into the Python and we're gonna start with the basic, and we're gonna increase the thing we're doing. We're gonna do more advanced stuff, but first of all we are right here into our repository. If you remember in the previous episodes when I created this repo, I called it Python work and I start with Python basics. So what I'm going to do here, as you can see, I have here main and also if name equals main. So right inside here I'm gonna write some code. We're going to create another function. So in order to create a function we have to write def and the name of the function, and I'll say some numbers, and we'll have first number a and second number b. We're gonna enter double points here and we're gonna return something. We're gonna return a plus b. So is returning a result which is a plus b, the sum of the numbers. So if we're going to call the sum numbers and we're gonna enter here two numbers, so let's say 10 and 20, this function will return something, will return the sum, but we can get the sum by entering a variable. So let's say sum num equals with this, and we have to print the result, and we're gonna write here sum of numbers 10 and 20 is, and we're gonna add here the sum num. If we're going to compile this and run, we'll see that we'll got an error because this parameter is recognized as an integer. So integer means that we have only numbers, so a and b is integer because we entered here 10 and 20, and we have to convert this to string because we are trying to concatenate this string with an integer and it's impossible, so we have to convert this to string in order to work. And we're gonna see that the sum of numbers is. And we also can define here some variables like a equals 50 and b equals 25, and we can send a and b to this function without any problem. Then we're gonna add here some numbers of, we have to convert the a because it's in integer, some number of a space plus etc by b string b, and we have to concatenate with this is, and we have the result. So if I'm going to compile this, we're going to see that sum of numbers a and b is this. We can easily do something like print, and let's say any number, sum of number plus is, and we can enter here SR to convert by 60 plus 30. It's the same stuff. We haven't concatenated that, and now we have the result. So this is a simple thing, it's just a sum. Also we can get these numbers from the keyboard input. If I'm going to say here input, and we're gonna say here enter first sum number, then we're gonna add here input and the second sum number, we can actually enter the numbers from the keyboard. So I'm going to compile this, enter first sum number, let's say 24, and the second sum number, let's say 7 to be 30, and we're gonna see here that the sum of number 24 plus 6 is 246. Why this happened? Why this happened? Why this happened? This happened because we actually sent a string, input returned a string, and we haven't converted to integer. So we can convert it to integer by specifying before returning the input inside the int, specify the type which we want to return. So right now should be okay. First number, let's say 24 and 6, and we can see that the sum of numbers is 30. So we convert the input to integer, we assign that to a and b variables, then we did the sum numbers. So this is cool because it accepts everything. If you want to accept on a float, for instance, we can say he float. So we're gonna enter a float here, so 23.6 by 7.4, and we have the result. You see is integer, so 7 with this 31.0. so the float means that is a number with point like 5.6, 7 point, stuff like that, and integer is a regular number. So that's the difference. A string is a character stuff like this one. This is a string here. And also we have other types of variables, like we have objects. An object can be everything. An object can be like multiple instance, like an object can be formed by a and b. An object can be a class which can contain a and b. So an object can hold everything. That's what you must understand. So let's do a basic while end. So sum count numbers. So this function will do a sum from a starting variable, let's say from 4, and it's going to do 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, so for a number of cycles. So let's say the starting variable will be I and the count of numbers will be n. So we'll do a while through here. We'll do while n equals with 0. We're gonna do I equals with I plus 1. So we're gonna do the sum of the received number, start number, which is I, and we're gonna sum it with the next number. Then we're gonna increase this number plus equals 1. Then we're gonna decrease the n number, so n minus equals 1. We're gonna decrease the n. We're gonna n will be, for instance, 3. So we're gonna enter here 1, for instance. So first of all, we're gonna do 1 plus 2, and we're gonna assign it to I think that this is not correct. Okay. So I'm going to call this function. Let's do this a bit different. So start the count sum from, then sum a number of cycles. So this is going to be the I variable, and this one is going to be the n variable. So I won't do this right here. I'm going to comment this, and in order to call this function is sum count numbers, we can assign this to some, let's say, different stuff, result equal, and we're gonna send A and B, and we're gonna say here sum starting from A by summed by B is, and let's actually comment this. So while n actually different than 0 or greater than 0, repeat. This is the correct implementation. And while repeating, do this n plus I plus next one, and get the sum into the I, then decrease n minus 1. So I forget to do something important. I forget to return the I forget to return the result here. And now when we are going to compile, so if you're going to Python main start the count from, so I want to start the count from 2, then I want to do how many cycles, let's say 3, so 2 plus 3 is 5, then 5 plus 4 is 9, then 9 plus 6 is 14. Then we're gonna have a problem here. It's not defined because we haven't wrote here the result. We wrote a variable which is not defined because I commented this. So I'm gonna save now. I'm gonna recompile it, and let's enter the same values 2 and 3, and we can see that the result is actually 23. I'm gonna print the I to see the exact what's happening here. That's how you can debug stuff. I is, and we're gonna convert this to string, and let's see what value those are I will have, because I'm really wondering what's happening here, dude. Man, what's happening with this program? So 2 and 3. So I was 5 first time, then is going to cycle again, and it's going to sum. Oh, it's actually going to sum 5 plus 7, dude. Well, that's what's happening, which is not correct. Okay, it's not correct because we don't want to do that. So we have to do a variable here called, let's say, a equals I. Then we want to sum this with I. Then we want to increase a plus 1 plus equals 1. So this variable will start from the count number. So let's see 2, then it will going to, first time gonna sum with 2. Actually we're gonna sum with 2 plus 1, which is 3. Then we're going to increase it, and the result will be different. And also we're gonna write here n greater than 0. So this is the function, the sum count number. Now let's compile this, 2 and 3, and the result is as I expected it to be, is 14. So yeah, so the while is counting, I'm gonna confirm to you that you'll see now the n values. So the n will have the values like 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to break that. So 2, 3, so n is 5, then n is 3, then I is 9, after that n is 2, I is 14, then n is 1. So it decreases until 0. When it's 0, then this condition won't be executed, so we're gonna return the result. So this is the sum count numbers. Is a simple function, but you saw that I had some problems with it because I haven't think like twice and I haven't printed the results. So it's very important to print the output inside the calculating function, because you see what's happening right there, and you don't have to think what happened because you have hit the output, so you understand everything. Okay, so this is all about the while. So as you can see, while is executed until the condition will be true. So we can do everything we want inside while, but it will do that stuff only until the condition will pass, you know, everything will pass. Also the return, as I told you, is the return of the function is actually the result of the function, and our case we return the calculated I, and we send that I to the parameters. These are the parameters of the function. Okay, first function is actually main. It's important to write it down because main is going to look up into the code and will search for some count numbers here. And if you also want to search for other function, we can write it right here. Search for sum of numbers and return me the sum of numbers. We actually wrote it right here. So it is going to search from sum of numbers. For sum of numbers, it's going to find it right here. Then it is going to, let's print it. Sum of number. Let's write something like this. Sum of number A plus B is, and we have the sum of numbers. So that's how you can print and concatenate. Is really easy. So you have to concatenate only with strings, plus string, plus string, plus string, and plus. This is not a string, so we have to concatenate it to string. This is a float or it's something else. Also, we discussed about the conversion, so we can convert this to float if you want, and let's see what's happening. 2 3. We have this cycle which we wrote right here, print, and we also have the count sum starting from 2, sum by 3 is, and also the sum of numbers. I forget to add a space right here. 2 3. And let's actually do a sum of numbers count from 3 and 2 cycles, and we're gonna see that we have here 3 plus 4 is 7, then 7 plus 5 is 12, and we counted only 2 times. Then the program exits and returns 12. Nice. Then we sum of number 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is 5. So yeah, this is it with this first tutorial. After ending this tutorial, I'm going to actually see the status of my Git code. Actually, I'm going to delete this, move to trash, git status, git add point, git status. So untracked content, and I'm going to remove the files which I don't need. So sudo mc. I'm going to enter with sudo because sudo is like a root and we can delete everything we want without any problem. Then we're going into Python work. So inside Python work we only have Python basics. Then we have the git, which is okay, readme and main. So actually I think we have only the Python basics repo and we're fine. I'll go with the terminal, cd python work and git status here, and we can see that there is not any repo our repo is actually Python basics, and inside Python basics git status, so git add point status, and we only modify the main.py, so git commit -am updated the main.py with our new functions, a simple sum and a count from number cycle function. And we're gonna, and I pushed everything, as you can see, pushed everything, and master is okay. So I'll go back into the repo. I sign in, and yeah, I have the dream code. I have only the Python basics, so we have the updated main.py. I checked it, everything is updated. Next week we're gonna enter more into more stuff. I think we're gonna work with files, and maybe we're gonna work with configs that JSON file, so JSON file. Also subscribe to Dreamcode, because we're gonna come back next week and gonna do more amazing stuff. Have fun and have a nice day. Bye bye.